It's Yalla Home. Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield.
And Big Cass.
And it's Sunday, people. 3 minutes past 5. We are taking residence and we're going to be here live through till 8 o'clock.
Salam alaikum, everybody. Peace and blessings to everybody. A lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
This is just off the top. I just saw this coming here. I'm not sure if it's true or no, but
Come on.
is it Qantas? Qantas Air?
It's Qantas, actually.
Qantas, that one. Qantas Airlines is offering a 7-hour flight to nowhere. Imagine. What's up, Ray?
What?
Yeah.
Why
So
would you wanna
Qantas
do
Airlines
that?
is offering a 7-hour flight to nowhere. I'll tell you more of the details. That's really cool. With everything that's going on right now, a lot of people are on board on this one. So yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Everyone wants to go to nowhere. And also, of course, the COVID-19 updates. We do have it locally and globally.
You're going to be teaching me some Arabic tonight. 5 ways to say good morning in Arabic.
Hala wallah.
Hello, wallah. Is that good morning?
No,
That's
that
not good
means
morning.
like salam, peace.
Salam, right.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. That's what it
okay.
means, yeah.
Yeah, because I can do the salam alaikum, but
Yeah.
I need 4 other ways. Let's
Yeah.
do that, because I do like
I think
that.
there's a couple of them that you won't be able to get, but maybe I could be wrong.
Hey,
I
are you
could be
saying
wrong.
I can't pronounce them?
Yeah, they're a bit difficult.
Is it that again?
Yeah.
That letter really just,
That's a letter right
That's
there.
the dodgy one, that one. The music rate's going to be good today, Hass, because
Yellow.
I'm going to do John Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah.
So there's a big story that we're going to talk about in the news today. You might have seen it in the news. John Lennon's Mind Games is being released in high definition, the video of that song, ahead of what would have been his 80th birthday.
Wow.
And so the song that was, really prominent, obviously there's Imagine, but I didn't go for Imagine. I felt that everyone knows Imagine. It's already on our playlist.
Yeah.
But Woman was written, obviously, for the love of his life, Yoko Ono. And it's a gorgeous song. And I will be able to tell you how and why and all those wonderful things.
Yeah, also a couple of sports stories with the NBA updates, and there's a team that lost 37-0 because of social distancing.
That's football.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny. What is this about the Emmy Awards? Is it happening also virtually?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're doing it, and obviously they're going to try and make it fun, and they've sent out all these video packages to people who are probably going to win, so that as they announce the winner of the Emmy Award, they can cut straight to online, obviously, but cut straight to the home of the person who's won, and they can give their acceptance speech.
Nice.
But it's going to be quite funny, and some of the stars are saying this could be an absolute posh, or it could be brilliant.
Yeah. I saw something online, which I think we should talk about. Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, and many others. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's a cool show.
Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield.
And Big Cass.
All right, Anna, let me tell you about the Qantas Airlines. It's basically, this could be the fastest selling flight in airline history. Basically, what they're doing is they're saying, would you pay $800 or more for a flight to nowhere? Apparently, more than 130 people in Australia have. And Qantas believes it's one of the fastest selling flights to ever put on.
Okay, so sorry, how much was it?
$800.
800 Australian dollars. And
Dollars,
you just,
not Australian.
not Australian.
US dollars.
Oh, US dollars.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said
Yeah.
Australian. Why
Yeah.
did I think that?
It's 130 people in Australia have bought it, apparently.
But in American dollars. Would you spend that on a flight to nowhere just to leave the ground?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, passengers will travel on the flight. The airline, which has bled almost $2 billion since the pandemic began, will run a Great Southern Land Joy Flight, which will depart and arrive in Sydney.
Joy flight. I like the way they've labelled it that.
Passengers have been promised great views of Australia, icons like the Great Barrier, which are off limits to many people due to border closures. From the sky, there are no borders restrictions. That's the advertising. There's no need for baggage on the 7-hour flight with no stopovers, but passengers have been told they'll also see other things like the Byron Bay, Bondi Beach, and Sydney Harbour.
Wow.
But
Lovely.
Qantas says that the plane will fly as low as 4,000 feet to get passengers as close as possible to these landmarks. So you can also get your Instagram shots right up there.
So now I get it. So now you've told the full story. Now I understand. It's actually a bit like a tourist flight. You can go and see these things from air. You can't get out. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
But to see them from the air is wonderful, and you're probably going to be served food and drinks, which will be lovely, and just actually leave the ground and do something different.
The cool thing is the economy tickets were priced at $787, and the premium economy were around $1,700, and the business class were $3,700. But still, the flight sold out in, check this out, 9 minutes. Just a couple of days ago. We knew that this flight would be popular, but we didn't expect it at all to sell out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Sold out in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, really cool, huh? Like, I think that's...
You know that they'll be running a lot of these now. I mean, there's clear demand. They'll be like, this is a moneymaker. Let's get another 3 planes up.
Yeah, and again, people are saying it's probably the fastest selling flight in history. In Qantas, I think, airlines history. People clearly miss travel and experience flying, they're saying. And Captain David Summergreen will pilot the flight on October 10th and said he was super stoked to be flying again after months out of the cockpit.
That's such an Australian thing to say. Super stoked.
Super stoked.
Yeah.
This is taking me back to the days when I learned to fly and we were down in light aircraft, very low flying around things, which is really cool when you see the airplane a bit low, 4,000 feet, man. That's really cool. To be able to take an aircraft like this and do something like this will be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, fun for the pilots, because it's not just, a route, a designated route, and they're 20,000 feet up. Be nice for the pilots to do that. So,
yeah.
God, things are changing so much, aren't they, Has?
Yeah.
Like, our basic needs are being met at the moment. It's just, let's go out, and something that's an exciting thing. Like, I remember when we returned to work, and I just remember feeling so elated when we came back into the studio after being locked down for 2 months.
Yeah, it is crazy. I think you're right. I think people just want to try to have fun. So the question we're asking you guys, would you pay $800 to fly to nowhere? Just, fly and be on top of that?
Yeah, but it's a tourist flight. And
it is
it's
a
flying
tourist
low.
flight.
So it's got quite a few things on offer.
Just fly for the sake of flying. And what was the tagline again? They say, from the sky, there are no borders restrictions.
Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield.
Big House.
35. No, it's wrong. 5:35. Anna and Hass, obviously live through till 8 o'clock tonight on Pulse 95. Go. I'm ready. I've got everything braced.
Yeah, we are talking. Okay, so I'm about to tell Anna 5 different ways. This was inspired by an article Said wrote on The National.
Yeah.
5 ways to say good morning in Arabic. So let's see. I think the challenge here. I'm guessing there's one definitely that's very hard.
Okay.
But let's see. I could be wrong. Okay.
No,
so
you're right.
And again, it is depending on which culture you come from. Like the original one, the one that everyone maybe knows is Sabah al Khair.
Ooh.
That's the.
When you say everyone knows that, do you mean other cultures know
Everyone.
it?
Yeah,
I don't
all
know
Arab.
it.
No, all Arab.
Arab,
So
okay.
Arab culture, like it depends on which country you're talking about. Like
Right.
a Lebanese would say it different than a Saudi, would say it different than a Jordanian,
Okay.
different than a. So the Sabah al Khair is kind of for all. So say it, Sabah al Khair. Yeah. it's
You
difficult.
break it down for me.
Sabah
Sabah
al
el
Khair.
Sabah el khair.
Khair.
Her.
Khurri. Yeah. I mean, that's a difficult one. So Sabah al Khair. Or if you want to say Sabah al Khair. No, I'm
Sabah
kidding.
el-
No.
Okay, don't say that.
Inside joke. No.
Okay.
So okay, these are the words that the National put. So
Okay.
the easy one, and I think it's more of a Levant area, I would say.
Okay.
Sabahu.
Sabahu.
Yeah.
Ho is it at the end?
Sabahu.
Sabahu.
So it's Sabaho.
Oh, Sabahu.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So Sabahu is like a very quick. It's like salam.
right. Sabahu. Okay.
The longer version is Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's like the long. But we
Okay.
say salam, khalas, peace.
Yeah.
Done. So this is Sabahu means like good morning. Done.
Sabahu.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that one. Okay.
Yeah, which means like morning. That's what it actually
Morning.
means. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just
that's your
kicking
end.
the
Okay.
desk. Yes, it's my head.
Yeah, this one is very difficult, and again, it's a very lovely greeting that works in many ways.
All right.
So يسعد
Yisad
صباحكم.
Sabakum.
Yeah.
Yisad Sabakum.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
job. Okay.
Yisad
يسعد صباحكم means like may Allah kind of bless your morning in a way. That's what it
Nice.
feels. Yeah.
Okay, so that's quite a nice one.
Yeah. And then في صباح الياسمين, which means that actually, you know, the jasmine, the flower. So it's like you're saying good morning with a flower or something
Oh,
like that.
so would you say that females use this one?
No, it don't matter.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
if I want to flirt with somebody, I'll say it. You know?
Oh.
So I don't know. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter really. I can say it to my mom, to my dad. I think it's a very classical way. So it's
Okay.
like Sabah El Yasmin.
Sabah El Yasmin.
Yeah, perfect.
Sabah
And then,
El Yasmin.
yeah, this one I'm not sure. Like I think this is it's very Egyptian, I would say.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called in English. Cream. I have no idea what ashta is. Anyway, it means yeah. Can you see this? My screen here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they call this, but it's something to do with cream. I don't know what the English word is, but it's qishta. Anyway, it's sabah al ishta.
Sabah Al Ishta.
Yeah, Egyptian.
Egyptian. Sabah Al Ishta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the equivalent for wakey in a way is sah al-nom.
Sahin
Sah
Sa
il nom
nom.
with the M. Yeah.
Sa'il nom.
Yeah.
Sa'il nom.
Yeah.
So that would be like if I was waking my children up.
Yeah.
Sa'il nom.
Sah. Yeah. Sah al-nom. Yeah. Yeah. Sah al-nom is like wakey. Sah al-nom. Sah al-nom. Yalla, yalla, yalla. You know, wake up.
Okay.
You know?
Sah al-nom.
So yeah, I think you did well. I think there's a. I think
I honestly
the original one.
love it. When you don't understand the power of that. When you've got someone like you, who's a friend of mine now, telling you how to say things and not being offended in any way if you get it wrong or you do, you know, you say something
Why
in
would
a
anyone get
clunky way.
offended? It's not your first language. It don't make sense to get anyone that gets offended is like had no brain. It's not you're not supposed to.
But we can't just, you know, as an expat, I can't just walk up to a lovely Arab gentleman that
Yeah.
I see on the street and go, "Hey, teach me." You know, like it's not.
No, I think
it's not.
I think okay, let's talk about that. I think
All right.
I think we have a saying لا حياء في العلم, which means like there's no shame in learning. It don't matter.
Okay.
Even when we speak religion, right? When we speak about Islam, we're in a Muslim
Yeah.
country right here.
Yeah.
Whether it's Hajj, Eid, you know, Umrah, things that Muslims do throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, you're not Muslim, so it's okay for you to ask.
Okay.
With me personally, I don't know if anyone would feel offended. I definitely don't feel offended. I think anyone who has Islam teaches us to be like on the contrary. It's not like you know and you're, you know. So I just think that these kind of things are you know, it's a nice series that Saeed is writing.
It really is.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. So I think the most difficult one was the original one for you.
The first one that you
Yeah.
said, that was crazy. So
Sabah al khair.
Sabah al Khair.
Yeah, well, see the khair here is this is the difficult letter
Yeah.
for especially non-Arab speakers. El khair.
So
Yes.
it's like a h at the front.
It's
but
like
then a
it's like French people trying to say
Khair.
my name. I can't say it, but they can't pronounce the H,
Oh,
and
no,
there will
they
be like a
can't.
big, you know, like okay.
I
all
always
right.
find that particularly
Yeah, yeah,
amusing. I
yeah.
have to say.
Shout out to my French people. I'm just saying,
Hey.
careful. But yeah, let us know, ladies and gentlemen, how did Anna do out of 10? Let me know how she did. I think she did well. Big round of applause for Anna. I think she did well. I give you like an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, you did well. You got, you know, I think the Sabahu one, you should use it from now on.
Sabaha. Yeah.
Sabahu.
Sabahu.
Yeah.
Ho. I have to say that.
Sabahu.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Rather than salam. Salam alaikum. Sabahu.
No, I mean, see, Sabahu, it means like good morning.
Okay. So I can't use it in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sabahu.
Really funny. 4215, it's Salat and Do, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right back.
Music's greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
And this is an absolute honour to cover such a legend. I'm sure you know. Ray's on the old music beds for me. We love it when Ray chooses the bed for the music greats because they're always fun. So underneath me is a very famous song called Woman, written of course by John Lennon years and years and years ago. We're going back to 1980, in fact, off the album Double Fantasy. And I will give you the statistics of the song in a second, but not before I tell you a little bit about John Lennon that you might not know. There's lots that we do know. There's lots that is out there. The thing that I've never, once I was researching him, the things that came to light about his childhood are probably, they're very tragic, and I can only imagine what he went through as a little boy. But later on, it defined his perception and his attitude towards women, and it's not actually far away from where you sit, Hass. So lots of the things that he said before he died about women and about what women do for men and for the world are things that I've heard you say. And I didn't know that about John Lennon. I mean, obviously this this song Woman is an ode to women and shows his respect, but it goes deeper than that. He was born John Winston Lennon. He got an MBE, which is amazing. He was born in 1940, October the 9th, 1940, which makes him 80 this year, or would have made him 80. And under the things that he is apparently, i.e. a singer, a songwriter, he's also called a peace activist, and none more famous than the 2-week bed sit-in he did, which was a protest against the Vietnam War at the time. So he was living in America. He was then married to Yoko Ono, and they decided to literally stay in bed. So if you don't know the history of that, it was as wild then as it sounds now coming out of my mouth. They just said, we're not getting out of bed for 2 weeks. We do not believe in war, and we want calm and we want love. And they invited the media in to take pictures of them do this 2-week kind of protest. It actually led to the Nixon government trying to get John Lennon out of the country. They wanted to get him deported, which didn't actually happen, but he caused so much trouble and was such, very antagonistic for governments, for everything. And that's what an activist is supposed to do. They are supposed to cause chaos. So then why did he do that? Because he was a self-admitted protagonist, antagonistic, and he admitted as well that he tried to do that in every situation that he got into. The reason is basically his childhood. So he was born to, his father was a seaman and used to go off to sea on boats for long periods of time, and he would live with his mum, who was Julia. He lived with her in Liverpool. So they were all from Liverpool, the Beatles boys. So there he is living with his mum, and for most of the early time his father would send checks back, and obviously these checks were regular payments to keep them all alive. And then suddenly, when he was about 5 or 6, the checks stopped. And at that point, there was no money for the family. Maria had to do whatever she could to kind of make money at that time. No one knew where his dad was. And suddenly, 6 months later, a year later, his dad walked in and went, "Hi, I'm back. So I'll start giving you money again and look after you." To which his mum went, No, you don't just go missing. They literally use the term AWOL, which stands for absent without leave. So he just went off. And she said no to him. So she then had also found another person to share her life with. And also he then had a sibling. But the father didn't give up. So the father kept on and obviously wanted to see John, wanted to see his son. The mother agreed one particular day that he could see his son, and off John Lennon went with his dad. However, the dad planned to take him to New Zealand to live, to literally steal John and take him off to New Zealand. But the mum, Maria, wasn't stupid, and she followed him. And as he was trying to take John away, obviously she intervened. Huge row, huge, horrible, nasty row, where John Lennon was standing reportedly in the middle of his parents, and her sister was there. The mother's sister was there as well, so his aunt, who he was very close to. And the father was shouting, "Choose. Who do you want to go with? Choose now, choose now." And apparently John Lennon was made to choose. Twice he picked his father because he was obviously standing there being shouted at by his dad. And at that point, the mum and Maria and the sister Julia, or what the other way around, walked away. And at that point, it's reported that John Lennon burst into tears because his mum was walking away, and he ran after her. And that was the end right there. The dad then let go, and he was to stay with his mum. But he didn't stay with his mum. He talked about his mum afterwards in terms of she was too young. She was too young to know what was good for me. She was too young to know what was good for herself. She couldn't cope. There was a big war on. People weren't here. My dad had left. And he kind of understood what she'd gone through. And he went to live with her sister, her older sister. And he thought of her as his mum. And so there was a lovely relationship there. And this is what he says when he talks about himself. This is a direct quote from him, and it's very famous. "A part of me would like to be accepted by all facets of society and not be this loud-mouthed lunatic, poet and musician. But I can't be what I'm not. I was the one who all the other boys' parents, including Paul McCartney's dad, by the way, who all the other parents would say, keep away from him. The parents instinctively recognised I was a troublemaker, meaning I didn't conform and I would influence their children, which I did. And I did my best at every opportunity to disrupt every friend's home. And he actually said, partly because I was envious that I didn't have this home that they did, but actually, when I look back now, I did have that. There were 5 women that were my family, 5 strong, intelligent, beautiful women, 5 sisters. One happened to be my mother. She just couldn't deal with life. She couldn't deal with me. She was the youngest, and she had a husband who ran away. And he's kept saying to other children, apparently, parents are not gods because I don't live with mine and therefore I know. And apparently this kept having huge impact on kids. So he wasn't liked. He wasn't liked by any of the other parents, or, you know, he'd go home with children and cause trouble. And so the parents wouldn't have him in. But what he did turn into is this incredible musician. And that happened because friends of the family started taking him to various music gigs, and he would go to Blackpool and he would see, and Blackpool's very famous in the north, and he would see various artists, and he was particularly a big fan of George Formby, which is just so funny, and various other musicians. Anyway, that was his thing. Clearly a very intelligent boy. Cut to then his first band was called The Quarrymen. John Lennon was always going to be an amazing artist. There was no doubt about that. You can hear it. His first instrument was a mouth organ, and he learnt to play it incredibly well. And then he met Paul McCartney, and that is recognised as one of the best collaborations, song collaborations ever. They literally say that. There hasn't been anyone to mimic what those two did when they were together. The songs that they wrote, the success that they had with the songs they wrote, literally cleared number one after number one, album after album. And so when Paul McCartney lost John Lennon, you know, and obviously the band split up in 1970 as well, but when he actually lost him, it was a massive hole for the world, but also for Paul McCartney. I've chosen the song Woman because of the start of John Lennon's life and what he went through, and the fact that he still loved women, even though actually he had the most unstable, horrible kind of background where he was made to choose. He obviously held that moment dear because it's mentioned a lot in all the research I did, and he very much remembers that moment of being made to choose between his 2 parents and not knowing what to do, and knowing that his dad had left him and but that his mum couldn't look after him. But he wrote this song, and it's from the 1980 album Double Fantasy. Excuse me. And it was the first Lennon single issued after his murder on the 8th of December 1980. John Lennon died. He was shot in the reception area of his Manhattan apartment building. And it was from a Beatles fan. A Beatles fan did that to him, which is just so strange. But he wrote it ode to wife Yoko Ono, and he said to all women. And the track begins with him saying, whispering for the other half of the sky, which is this Chinese proverb about women, that they are the other half of the sky. And in an interview for Rolling Stone magazine, John Lennon said that the song came about because one sunny afternoon in Bermuda, you know, it suddenly hit him that what women do for us, not just what Yoko does for me, but obviously he was thinking about that, but any truth is universal. What dawned on him was everything that was taken for granted. Women really are the other half of the sky. And that's what he wanted to show through the song. So if you listen to the words, you'll hear the love he has for women, even though he had the most awful background and a mum who couldn't look after him and a dad who didn't care. And so this, for him, was a groundbreaking song because this was how he felt about life and females.
Yellow Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
It's 5 to 7. It's 5 to 7 already. Can you believe that? We are here through till 8 o'clock. Nice having you with us.
Okay, so 37-0. This is usually a score that you see on American football or something else, not football or soccer, as some people call it.
Yeah, and that's not right. It's
that's
football.
not right. Yeah, it's football, right?
Yeah,
The most, supposedly the most popular game in the world. But
and
yeah,
you play it with your feet, not your hands,
yes,
like
that
American
one.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is just crazy. A German football team socially distanced from opponents loses 37-0. It was just 7 players fielded due to coronavirus concerns. When I first heard the story, like it was, I think, a couple of days ago. It was in the weekend. It happened in the weekend, and they spoke about it on, I think, on CNN. It's like the players were afraid because, you know, obviously of the COVID-19. And like, why bother?
So
Exactly.
why bother? I mean, just why bother? Football is a contact sport. You know, they get it. I mean, it's not supposed to be a contact sport. The whole point is that you don't actually touch the players.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that happens.
Yeah.
So they're coming up behind you. Everyone tackles everyone else, but they are coming within 2 meters. But if you're going to operate like that, it clearly didn't work for anyone. You
No.
don't even want to be the team that scored 37, do you? Because you'll be like, well, there was no one to play against. It was like playing with ourselves.
No, exactly. Even the players, the team that lost were giving the ball to the other team to score. The thing is, I'm not really. I don't know about that rule. But what I know is like, I'm just thinking out loud. If a team doesn't show up, it's a certain thing. But yeah, I thought
no, you're right. $200, €200. It's even more. So in the 11th tier of German football, there's a €200 fine for forfeiting a game.
So that's why they didn't. Okay.
So that's why they did it, because they didn't want to lose €200.
Yeah, and they say that's a lot of money for them, and hence they. But see,
it's about $300.
But see, the sportsman in me right now goes like, yeah, at least fight. 37-0, you're not fighting. You're just going out there.
You're
not
allowing
fighting.
it.
At least fight.
Yeah.
At least lose 10-0. You know? Because some people would think.
The ball,
I hear you. Some people would think like 1-0 is the same as 37-0. I really disagree with that statement.
I disagree with that as well.
I don't know. A lot of people would like, you know.
No, I'm on your side. 37 is a really outright. Were you even in the game? Because the people who were scoring 37, the team that were doing the 37, they were obviously fighting for something.
It's so funny because they only stood on the pitch. They just stood there, and that's it. The match result has since created a stir on social media. But that's the way it is. They, I think the coach said there's no perfect solution for it, and we went down this route. And we didn't wish any disrespect to the team.
The other team.
But that's the way it is. Which is.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
The thing is, this year is just.
This year is definitely up there in terms of like the most remarkable years ever. But yeah, let us know what you guys think of this as we're approaching the 7 p.m. and the news. Just quickly before the news, yesterday we bought a TV for the bedroom. Ooh. And it was kind of interesting watching Ahmed, my son, just, so we have a TV in the living room, but we bought a very small TV in the bedroom. It was really funny. I'll tell you all about it, like how he acted in the store and what he got. Like, ya Allah, it was so funny.
Because he loves electrical stores.
He loves electrical stores and TVs, and like he shocked somebody that was gonna shop there. And if Ahmed was able to talk 100%, he'd able to say a lot of things. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's go news right now. We're gonna be right back.
This is Local Pulse with Big Hass.
Okay, we're gonna go to Sudan, ladies and gentlemen. It's a really quick thing, and we've been playing them for a while right now. Maz Mars and Sidhu Simba. Their story started 8 months ago, and they started with a song called Ma Muhim. 8 months ago, which is like less than a year, these guys were able to capture and develop something really cool. So again, there's two guys, Maz Mars, Sidhu Simba. Both are from Sudan. Both were based in Sudan. And
great names, by the way.
Yeah, really cool names. So the thing is, we never really had Afrofusion in Arabic before, or Afro vibes, which is something that Burna Boy was able to kind of take over last year and put Nigeria on the map in terms of music. He was just incredible. So he, and at the same time, I don't want to be one who labels, because I don't want to label anyone in terms of oh, you're a rapper, you only do rap though. No, I mean, they're artists, and if you want to fit them in whatever, yes, it is Afrofusion, Afro vibes, but in Arabic.
Right.
So what these guys do. But the interesting part is their success. And again, it proves on Thursday we spoke about Ali Gatier, who's Iraqi, Yemeni. He just released a song with Alicia Carr, beautiful track. So he's Arabic but sings in English. He made it outside. These guys are just doing Arabic using Afrofusion, like using African vibe, but doing it in Arabic.
Amazing.
And no budget, no company, no record label. The first videos were done on phone, gathered 2.7 million so far.
Amazing. Look what you can do.
So yeah, I'm just saying, for the artists out here, stop copying the West. Ain't nothing on them. And this is the problem. And again, when I say that, I am battling myself personally, Anna, because you cannot tell an artist what to do. If this is what they feel like it. But don't be down about not getting numbers, because you're living in an area where the spoken language is Arabic.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to go that stream. If you want to go English, then you're going to have to fight and be
fight
okay.
with the English people.
Yeah, and be okay with the low numbers, you know?
A lot of the artists, if you don't mind me saying, though,
Yeah.
that have come in that do sing in English don't feel comfortable or don't feel that their Arabic is good enough to
true.
actually sing or write
And that's
in
why I
Arabic.
said it's hard for me to
So-
box them in. And this
Yeah.
is what they're free to do. But again, the whole thing about making it out, making it in. So these guys dropped this video and song like just unexpectedly.
Right.
8 months ago, boom, their life changed. So
Wow.
they dropped their first song 8 months ago, and they were artists before that. Like they rapped a little bit, sing a little bit before here and there.
Right.
But before this song, and 8 months ago with Mamuhim, they were able to find the recipe,
Right,
which is for
their
any artist
sound.
out there, they need to find their sound.
Yeah.
So they dropped
Okay.
this. A month later, they dropped another song, which we're about to play, Kandaka, and that was also took them to another level because the first song got them 2.7, the second song got them 2.6, 2.7,
Wow.
and just 3 months ago they released another song that was shot in the UAE. Why are they UAE? Because they're stuck. They were stuck because of the COVID-19.
Okay.
They were here for a
Amazing.
while and they've been stuck ever
so
since.
they were like, right, we're shooting a video here.
Yeah, exactly.
Great,
And that's
great,
exactly
great.
what happened. And
Right.
and they turned it into a business kind of thing, you know, because a lot of business coming in from the UAE.
Yeah.
And they got in touch with the Spotify's, the Anghami. They started to build their catalog.
Nice, okay.
Online, offline, the Deezers. And they had meetings. They shot the latest video here. They are working on many things. I've had the pleasure to hear the new things. And man, oh man, I'm telling you. So the song they just released 3 months ago just hit 1.4 million. So technically it's doing better than the other two. And again, guys, no record labels, nothing, no support whatsoever. It is them and the Sudanese people, which are doing really, really amazing. So again, Masmar, Sidu Simba.
Yalla Home
With Ella Schofield.
and Big House.
That's right, and it's already 20 past 7. Hope you're having a good drive home.
Okay, Micah. Are you familiar with Micah?
I'm
Or
trying
Mika.
to think if I am. Mika, maybe.
So Mika, he's a Lebanese-born British, singer songwriter. He's really, really unique. So basically, Mika was trending yesterday because he did this. You are not alone, kind of Beirut, saving Beirut. It was a really amazing concert online, including Kylie Minogue, Selma Hayek. Also a Lebanese band by the name of Mashrour Leila, who he did an amazing song with them. But yeah, it's called, obviously streaming on Mika's YouTube channel. I Love Beirut. It was more than a traditional concert, and it had a lot of music videos. It had documentaries and journalists talking about their love of the city. But again, he's been planning this for a while, I think a month right now.
Yeah.
And obviously, he was born in Beirut. He loves Beirut. He loves Lebanon. And it was just, it was, I think, from the heart. It was really
Impassioned.
it was very, very passionate.
Yeah.
And again, him collaborating with Mashrour Leila. There was Kylie Minogue as well. She took the stage. He spoke to Salma Hayek. There were a lot of stories about the beautiful city of Beirut and what it meant to him.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked it. They saying that the I Love Beirut concert was beautiful. It just shows what can be done with the right people behind, Mika, and what good promotion can do. Another user said, thank you, Mika, for I Love Beirut. Hashtag I Love Beirut was trending. It was a beautiful and heartfelt concert. So yeah, a lot of people loved it, and especially with what's going on with COVID-19 right now. He's a very passionate performer, and he's unique, and he has shown compassion to his birth country, Lebanon.
Nice. I love the fact there's still lots of things going on for Lebanon.
Yeah.
It's important. It
Yeah,
can't just be forgotten.
It's important to keep talking about it. Yeah,
we
man.
have to.
Like this. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
people that lost homes, and it's just really, sad because you see, and again when I did my live stream,
Yeah.
the Lebanese Red Cross told me, hey, you're new to this. Maybe I am. I've never really done something like that before, but it seems it's always when the catastrophe happened. It's always in the first week that
Yeah.
people help.
Right.
And then things start slowly
Thin out.
Yeah, you forget. And obviously
Yeah.
the people who are on the ground, their job doesn't stop.
No.
People are still sleeping without windows, and it's just tough. But yeah, it's also crazy because I believe Anghami, the record, the streaming service, have also done something similar, streaming
Have they?
a concert, and they gathered $500,000, I believe, as well. So
Nice.
people are helping out, people are donating, and obviously there's a lot of countries that also deserve that. But like 2020, man, oh man, just
What
that
is it?
year is just crazy. But yeah, shout out to Mika and his team, and blessings and peace to everybody. We've reached the end of our show, and as I have a mic on, which is really cool. We love you guys. We salute you. We say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bye-bye.
The heart of Sharjah. The heart. The heart of Sharjah. Pulse 95.